to rock and roll here for another night of wicked racing action. Woo! Oh! Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome in as we get ready to set these drivers loose. Another night of wicked racing action is about to get underway as these cars are loaded into the sim. We're going to get ready to see a battle here once again. It's the Dirt Street Stocks live from Lernerville Speedway. Man, this is going to be a great show. Another night of the Dirt Clash Super Street Series as these cars are ready to rock and roll. These drivers are ready to go to battle. We're ready to see them rage war against each other once again for another wicked night of racing action. And man, this is gonna be good. This is gonna be good. Let's go, baby. Let's go, chat. Oh! Woo! Let's see if we can get a little... Oh, this is the Dirt Clash Super Series, Dustin Benton's series. Dirt Clash Super Street Series. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen, welcome in. Let's get it, baby. Oh, let's go, chat. Happy St. Patty's Day as these drivers getting ready to rock and roll. We're about to unleash them out onto the racetrack. Yo, Bryce Dickinson, Brycey Bear coming in with that heart reaction. Susie Mama Bear coming in with that heart as well. Bryce coming in with that share on the stream. Let's get it, baby. Let's get it, ladies and gentlemen. Woo! Woo! Oh! 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 Let's go! Let's go, chat. Let's get it, baby. Yo, William Hargraves, what is good, William? What is good, my boy? What is good, Willie? What is good, homie? What is good, my man? What is good, homie? Let's go! Oh! Woo! This is gonna be good, chat. This is gonna be good. You know what? What we're gonna do, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna pull one of these drivers in here for a little pre-race interview. Let's see who's out onto the racetrack right now. See Jackie Whitley out there, Justin Hopkins, Cody McCoy out there as well. We were thinking about pulling in Nathan Tripod. He's not out onto the racetrack, so let's see if we can pull him in here. A little pre-race interview here. Hey Nate, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth. You get a copy?
Let's go!
Nate, my boy. How you feeling here tonight, man? Not a huge field of drivers, but a lot of talent still out there. What are what are your thoughts here early on, heading into the evening here for another night of awesome racing action at Lernerville Speedway? Oh. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. If you want to head into qualifying, absolutely. We might pull you back in here once your qualifying effort's done, and we'll get this interview back going here again. Absolutely, homie. Ooh, all right, let's see if we can fix that. I don't know why all my audio stuff got like reset again. Let me see if we can fix that. Yeah, we're gonna go pro game inline here. I don't see Bryce up in the chat anymore either. I was gonna pull Bryce in maybe. His audio isn't working, Aaron. Yeah, I noticed that. Couldn't fix it on the fly. We're gonna pull him back in here and see if we can get another look here in a second. Adam Schuyler. Let's go, Dustin, says Craig Michael Deacon. What is good, Craig? What is up, my boy? Skyler coming in, showing the love. What is good, Skyler? Yo, Tristan, what is good, my boy? Tristan coming in, showing some love over there on YouTube. Right now, it's the 98 rider, Jake Daniels in the 98X with the quick lap time here. Sage Luther in second. Lon Franks coming into third. See Bryce Dickinson out there still getting his lap in. Bryce not having the qualifying run I feel like he'd want to. We see Dustin Benton out there in the 34 ride. William Hargraves, though, just jumped up to the pole. So Hargraves up into that pole position. You see that 42 machine of Nathan Tripod right there. We're just trying to get a word in with him. I wonder if this is getting ready. Let's get ready to rumble. I'm always watching. Let's go, Tristan. Let's go, my boy. That's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear, homie. Let's see if we can pull Bryce Dickinson in here for his pre-race interview, but I don't see him in this chat. Bryce, where are you at? Where are you at, my boy? I don't know what Discord Bryce is hiding in. Might not be able to get him in here. Alright, you know what? We're going to pull in. See if we can get Tripod back in here. Now that his qualifying effort is done. I'm in the you're in the waiting room. Okay, there you go. Hey, Bryce, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth. To get a copy? Hey, Bryce, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth. To get a copy?
Yeah, Aaron, I got you.
Bryce, my boy, how are you doing? How's your night going so far?
Well, you know, not exactly the qualifying run we wanted, but I think I'll be able to make it work.
Absolutely, man. Well, I mean, not quite the way you wanted this qualifying run to go. You're going to be starting fairly deep here, I do believe, in heat race number 2. What's your game plan going into the night here as you got a lot of fast cars out there once again to compete with and, you know, a lot of passes to be made coming from the back of a heat race here to try to work yourself into the A main and then, you know, having a good run throughout the feature?
Yeah, my goal is just to give everyone a show. At this point here at Lernerville, it's kind of hard. You just got to buy your time. But I think my goal is to put on a show at least for everyone to you know, have something good to watch.
Absolutely, my boy. Well, we look forward to seeing you out there on the racetrack. Good luck out there, and hopefully we'll talk to you back up here in the broadcast booth at the end of the year, at the end of the race.
Fingers crossed, man.
Beauty, Bryce, good luck and have fun.
Thanks, buddy.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Bryce Dickinson coming in with a little pre-race interview there as we're going to get ready here to start heat race number 1. Heat race number 1 getting lined up here down pit side as these drivers are going to get ready to roll out onto the racetrack. Starting on the pole in that Dirt Panda Bibs Liquor number 71. That is William Hargraves. Hargraves starting here from that pole position. To his outside in the 26 machine, that is Sage Luther. And starting in position number 3, looking to have a good run, it's that 42 ride of Nathan Tripod. To his outside in the 44 ride, the on-track machine, that is Justin Hopkins. And starting inside of row number 3 in that 720 machine, that is Jackie Whaley. To his outside in the 45 ride, that is Stephen Barrow. And bringing up the final row here in heat race number 1 in the 88 machine. It's the Premier Racing Setups ride of Cody Ernest. And to his outside in the 13 ride, that is Cody McCoy. We got 8 drivers getting ready to go to battle here for heat race number 1 as that pace truck is going to make the hard right-hand turn and head down pit side. We're going to get ready to set them loose. My ears are bleeding. Turn it off, says Skylar. Turn it off. Oh, no, not Bryce Dickinson up in the chat as we're going to get ready to set them loose here. Ladies and gentlemen, you came here for a show. Well, here you go. As the green flag out in the air here for the Dirt Clash Super Street Series here on a Friday night. And already a little bit of contact. Tripod trying to get up to the high side there, making a little bit of contact with Stephen Barrow. Barrow gets up into the outside. Wally's going to keep on trucking here. He's going to try to work back to the bottom side here of the 720 of Jackie Whaley. Out in front, though, it's Sage Luther leading lap number 1 here as he's up on the high side on the outside of William Hargraves. Hargraves trying to clear him here as that Wild Bill's Race Designs number 71 works the middle to the bottom side of the racetrack here. See the rest of these guys hooked up on the extreme high side in the Premier Racing Setups machine of Sage Luther is going to jump up and take that lead away. So the 26 ride out in front of Hargraves there in second. He's going to slide up in front of Hopkins there and hold on to position number 2 as Justin Hopkins right there in third. You see the 42 ride of Nathan Tripod there in fourth. Jackie Whaley, Stephen Barrow, Cody Ernest, and Cody McCoy rounding out our field here so far in heat race number 1 as Sage Luther looking very, very stout early on in this one. Pretty sure last week he told us that this was one of his favorite racetracks, and here he is already early on in this one, laying down some very good lap times. That car looks hooked up here on the high side, getting some very good runs, some good drive off, and here he is out to about a 0.6 of a second lead over Hargraves, Hopkins, and Tripod, and the rest of the field here as we're halfway in and halfway to go here in heat race number 1. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're just tuning in, make sure y'all hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow button. If you're watching over on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button as we are getting ready to see some great racing action here throughout the evening. It's Skylar Pruitt, my boy Skylar, coming in with the 96 star dono. Skylar, my boy, coming in, showing the love. Setting it off, my boy. Much appreciated. Skylar coming in, showing that love again. Craig, Michael Deacon, Skylar Pruitt coming in with the likes. Daryl Larson, Peggy Hargraves, Clark coming in, smashing the like. Reed Sanders with that heart reaction and the share as well. As you can see, that 71 H-Ride close into the back bumper here is Sage Luther. Luther has that 71 ride right there on his back bumper, breathing down his neck as they head down across the start-finish line here. 2 more laps left to go. Sage Luther trying to hold on to this top spot as William Hargraves trying to get back around him. He's right there. He's going to drive it down to the bottom side. He's going to look to go for the slide job here in 3 and 4, but he thinks better of it, knows that he can't get there, as we're going to see that white flag fly here one more time around for Sage Luther to pick up heat race win number 1. Hargraves a little bit too far back. We're not going to see that slide job as Hopkins there in 4th. Tripod in that, or actually Hopkins in 3rd, Tripod in 4th, as Sage Luther is going to crumb across the start-finish line here, picking up heat race win number 1. Hargraves, Hopkins, Tripod, Whaley, Barrow, Ernest, and McCoy rounding out the field there in heat race number 1. Woo! That's what it's all about right there. That's some good racing action. Those drivers having themselves a very, very good run right there in heat race number 1, as we're going to get ready here for heat race number 2 as these drivers start to load into the sim here down pit side. You can see that iRacing pace truck leading them out here as they're going to get ready to rock and roll here for the 2nd heat race of the evening. Here we go. Putting it in gear, and these drivers are going to get ready to disappear as we're going to get ready here for our starting lineup in heat race number 2. Starting on the pole in the 98X, that is Jake Daniels, and to his outside in the 10 ride, it's the DWR iRacing iFlag Papa Mike Promotions, number 10, Alon Franks. Starting inside a row, and number 3, it's Lon's teammate there in the 57 ride. That is Jim Revis in that DWR iRacing iFlag number 57 ride, starting there in 3rd. Is outside in the 34 ride. That is Dustin Benton, and starting in position number 5 in the DWR number 20P. That is Chad Puterbo into his outside in that Next Level Racing EPI number 84 machine. That is Bryce Dickinson, and bringing up the rear of the field in that 5D machine, that is Daniel Nally. So we got 7 drivers getting ready to go to battle here at heat race number 2. Ethan, my boy, what is good, homie? Coming in showing the love. What is good, Ethan? Susie cheering on Bryce Dickinson. Let's go, Bryce. Let's go, baby, as we are back to green flag racing. 57 getting a little loose there on corner exit. Looks like he may lose that 3rd position here quickly to the 34 ride, as here comes a big run up on the high side for Lon Franks, as Franks to the outside. Now he's going to make the pass of the 98X. You can see Jake Daniels stuck down there on the bottom side, as it looks like the high side right now is that dominant lane, as the 10 machine, Alon Franks, jumps up and takes that lead away and leads lap number 1. Dustin Benton right there behind him as Benton trying to jump up there. He's now into position number 2, and he's looking pretty dangerous here as he's already trying to close in on that back bumper there of the 10 ride of Lon Franks, as Jim Revis jumps up into position number 3. You see Bryce Dickinson right there into that 4th position. As he uses that high side momentum, making the pass here, gets around the 98X of Jake Daniels, as Daniels, our pole sitter here in heat race number 2, already sliding back into that 5th position. A tough break for him, stuck down on the bottom side, just couldn't quite make anything work down there. So now he's got Chad Puterbo and Daniel Nally right there behind him. Lon Franks, though, continues to lead the way, but this racetrack's starting to get a little slicked off up there on the high side. More and more of these cars continue to roll around the track. The more and more that high side is going to start getting a little bit more treacherous, as there's the slide job out of the 34 ride. Dustin Benton slides up in front of Lon Franks. Franks is going to slide him back here in 3 and 4. Lon Franks is going to stay out in front, but he can't quite close the door here as the 34 ride of Dustin Benton back down to the bottom side here in 1 and 2. A big run coming out of Lon Franks as he pulls into the inside here. He's going to go for another slider in 3 and 4 once again, trying to keep that 34 ride at bay, but man, oh man, Dustin Benton with a good run right there back to his inside. Gonna jump down to the bottom side of the racetrack, and he's gonna try to slide back up in front of the 10 ride once again, but this time Lon's gonna try to go to his outside, goes over the banking there, barely keeps that car on the racetrack. So he's gonna give up that high side right there. A little bit of contact behind him. Bryce Dickinson almost goes around the 98X, gets into his back bumper. Bryce is gonna slide back into that 7th position as Chad Puterbo, Jake Daniels, and Daniel Nally are both gonna get around Bryce, as Bryce was up into that 4th position, but that little bit of contact looked like Bryce got into the back of Jim Revis, had to check up, and then the 98 gets into the back of him, but here he is battling already back to the outside of that 98X rider, Jake Daniels. Out in front, though, Dustin Benton continuing to lead the way here, but here comes Lon Franks with another big slide job once again, sliding up in front of that 34 ride. Lon going to continue to try to find a way to stay out in front and keep that 34 at bay here as these guys continue to duke it out at the front of the field. Lon's going to drive it down to the bottom side here once again, go for that slide job all over again, but that time the 34 ride is going to beat him back to the start finish line as the checkered flag flies there. The 34 just by a nose beats Lon Franks back to the start finish line there to pick up heat race win number 2. So Dustin Benton picking up that 2nd heat race win over that 10 ride of Lon Franks. Jim Revis coming home there in 3rd. Then we saw Chad Puterbo in 4th. Bryce Dickinson was in 6th. The 5th place car was Daniel Nally, and the 7th place car there was Jake Daniels, as these drivers are going to jump back out onto the racetrack here for a little warm-up action on the racetrack. They're going to jump out here. They're going to try to lay down some very quick lap times. They're going to make sure that they got their cars set up perfectly. They're going to see the track conditions, how this racetrack has changed up ever so slightly. And we're going to see these guys go back to battle here in just a little bit for the start of our A main feature event. Yo, Anthony coming in, smashing the like on the stream. What is good, Anthony? Anthony coming in, hitting the share and the like. Let's go, my boy. Let's go, homie. Showing the love.
Let's go!
Oh, man, this is going to be good, chat. This is going to be good. We're going to see some wicked, wicked racing action here. Tristan, you asked earlier, are you all doing anything else but this tonight? Just this tonight, unfortunately, my boy. Just this, homie. Fortunately, you know, I work every single night, so as soon as these are done, I'm off to the shop, and I'm at the shop all night, every single night, for, what, last 8 months in a row or something like that? Something like that. Come springtime, maybe summer, should hopefully get a little bit of time off, but, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. We're always continuing to grind and continue to, you know, just keep on putting that time in, you know, hashtag time in. Every single night, every single week, it's always that hashtag time in out there on the racetrack or at work and everything else, man. We're always just working away. You're right on board there. You can really see the banking around this racetrack for that 44 ride of Justin Hopkins. The banking here is pretty exhilarating here. Got a little bit of a lag spike here. I do believe that is brought to you by YouTube right now. Let's see if we can fix that real quick. There we go. That should help it out just a little bit. YouTube, for some reason, just uses so much bandwidth. I don't know what it is. just trying to change our tags over here. Woo! Hang on to her. Almost pulls her off there. Sage Luther almost going for a ride. Holy moly. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get it, baby. Let's get it, ladies and gentlemen. Woo! Baby! Let's go. Let's go, chat. This is where it's at right here. We're going to get ready to rock and roll. We're going to get ready to set these drivers loose. Oh, man, oh, man, oh, man. This is going to be good. Practice coming to a close here. These drivers jumping out onto the racetrack. We're going to get ready to set them loose here for our A main feature event in just a few more moments as we're going to get ready to go green flag racing in just a little bit. Yo, Cody Ernest, my boy Cody coming in, smashing that like on the stream. What is good, Cody? What is good, my boy? Yo, John Quill, what is good? Homie, what is good? Anthony says, gonna see some wild rides over the berm. Yeah, man. I call it flirting with fate on that high side. Yes, 100%, 100%. Can't race for 2 more weeks. Oh no, John, my boy, what in the world? What in the world? Why can't you race, my boy? We need to get you, we need to have you on the sim. Might try for hard charger tonight. Bryce, I think you're gonna have a good shot at it. I think you're gonna have a good shot at it. Hey, baby girl. Hey, baby girl, what's your name? Let me talk to you, let me buy you a drink. 'Cause I'm T-Pain, y'all know me. Yo, Maddie, my boy, Mr. Flatchel coming in, showing the love with the heart reaction. Cody Ernest coming in with that like and the share. What is good, Cody? What is good, my boy? What is good, homie? Woo! Woo! Oh, man. Do you feel it, chat? Can you feel it? Can you feel the awesomeness in the air that's about to unfold here? Can you feel the magic that's about to come here to each and every one of us here, right from the drop of this green flag right down to the checkered flag? I think we're going to see some wicked racing action. I think we're in for an absolute treat here as these guys are about to put on one heck of a show for us, and we're going to get ready here with our starting lineup. Starting on the pole in this one, in the 26 ride, the premier racing setups machine of Sage Luther, into his outside in the 34 ride. That is the big T machine of Dustin Benton. Starting inside a row, number 2 in the 71H is the Bibbs Liquor Third Panda Wild Bill's Race Designs, number 71H of William Hargraves. Is outside in the DWR number 10, that is Lon Franks. We see Justin Hopkins starting there in position number 5. Into his outside in the 57, we see Jim Revis. We see Nathan Tripod, Chad Putterbow there in 7th and 8th. Jackie Whaley and Daniel Nally in 9th and 10th. Stephen Barrow, Bryce Dickinson, Cody Ernest, Jake Daniels, and Cody McCoy rounding out our field as we're going to end all the anticipation with our feature presentation as we are green flag racing here at Lernerville Speedway, and already 3 wide at the front of the field. Hargraves down on the bottom side. Sage Luther, though, with that big high side momentum. He's going to stay out in front here, and he's going to lead lap number 1. So Luther out in front here for the first lap. It's the 26th ride. Looks absolutely hooked up here once again in this one. Dustin Benton there in second, has Lon Franks right there on his back bumper. You see that DWR number 57 right there in fourth. As, man, William Hargraves staying committed to the bottom side of the racetrack here, sticking that left front tire right in there as there goes the 10 right of Lon Franks. He's on the berm, just barely hanging on. Gets back onto the racetrack, but Lon Franks goes from position number 3 all the way back into the 11th position here, and that's a tough one to come back from for the 10 ride as he blows it over the berm there and almost goes for a ride. Somehow holds on to it as you see Bryce Dickinson right there in front of him. Bryce all over the back bumper there of Nathan Tripod. As Tripod holding on to position number 8 right now. You see Daniel Nally just in front of them. Chad Butterbow there as well as William Hargraves up into position number 5. As he's able to stop, slide him back. But man, some great racing all around this racetrack. But out in front, Sage Luther continues to lead the way. Dustin Benton right there in second, though, as Benton trying to find a way to get around this 26. Continues to have that good run off the corner here. Continues to hold the 34 ride at bay as Dustin trying to find a way to get around Sage here early on in this one. Jim Revis right there in position number 3, having himself a great run as he's up into that 3rd spot on the racetrack. Trying to stay there, but trying to find a way to catch up to the front two as they've started to break away ever so slightly, about an 0.8 of a second difference between Dustin Benton in position number 2, back to that 57 ride of Jim Revis. Justin Hopkins having a great run as well as that on-track number 44 ride right there in position number 4 in the 44 ride. Is that Quill Racing Machine, and there goes Benton. Dustin Benton going over the berm there as well. He's going to slide all the way back into that 5th position. Now he's got Lon Franks right back to his rear bumper as Lon working himself through a few of these drivers as well. You see Bryce Dickinson sliding back to the 10th position. Jake Daniels there in 9th as Tripod there. Dustin Benton's going to blow it over the berm again. Benton over the berm once again, and the caution flag flies for that Precision Auto Body number 34 ride as Benton looks so fast here early on in this one, blowing it over the berm there in corner number 4 twice back to back there. Unfortunately does it again right here. We'll take a look and see what happens. Might have had some help here of this one, but doesn't look like it. Just that right rear tire goes over that berm. There's only a couple inches there to play with, and luckily enough for him, he didn't flip over. He didn't go into that outside wall. He was able to get it wound up and checked up there, but getting stopped on the racetrack, they throw that caution flag here for the 34 ride, so he's going to be at the rear of the field, and that's going to stack everyone back up here. So that's just going to make things a little bit more exciting as Sage Luther continues to lead the way. Jim Revis now into second. William Hargraves in third. Justin Hopkins in fourth. Lon Franks back up inside the top 5 as he's into that 5th position. Daniel Nally, Nathan Tripod, Jake Daniels, Bryce Dickinson, and Cody McCoy round out our top 10 as we got these drivers stacked back up and ready to go back to green flag racing. Delaware restarts here in this one as well. So Sage Luther out in front all by himself here. He's got a clean lane on either side of him here as he's going to get that green flag back out of the air as we're back to green flag racing at Lernerville Speedway. Sage Luther continues to try to lead the way as you see William Hargraves still trying to work that bottom side of the racetrack. Hargraves was able to work himself back up into that 3rd spot there before the caution flag. So we'll have to see if Hargraves has that thing absolutely hooked up and ready to rock and roll here for this A main running the bottom side as he's now going to jump up to the high side here in front of Justin Hopkins. Hopkins has a lot of drivers all around him, a little bit of contact. Hopkins almost goes around right there off the 5D machine of Daniel Nally as Nally got into him a little bit as they were 3 wide there off corner number 2, and he almost went around and somehow was barely able to hold on to it. You can see the tire rub right there on the front number 4 ride of that 44 machine. Nathan Tripod able to jump up now into position number 6 as Tripod's worked himself up inside the top 6 here now as he's worked himself around Daniel Nally, and Jake Daniels right there holding on to 8th. Bryce Dickinson still right there on his back bumper. Chad Putterboat there in position number 10. Stephen Barrow there in 11th. Dustin Benton quickly trying to work himself back through the field here as he's up into that 12th position and looking to the outside here of that 11th place car. You see Cody Ernest there in 13th. Ernest not having the run I'm sure he'd like to have here, but some good practice and getting some good laps in back there. Hanging with these guys, maybe just waiting for this racetrack to come into him. May have that car set up for more of a slick racetrack, where we may see it come alive later and later in this race. Cody McCoy back there in that 14th position, and Jackie Whaley, unfortunately, back there in 15th position as Sage Luther continues to lead the way. Luther still out in front, continuing to show these boys how to get around the racetrack. He's out in front. He's got that DWR Papa Mike Promotions iRacing iFlag number 57 ride right there behind him. And you see William Hargraves looking for a big run down on the bottom side. Really sends it in there. Slides up the racetrack. You see a little contact deeper in the field. The 98 ride trying to hold on to it. The 98X almost going around there through corner number 3 and 4. Nathan Tripod sliding back. Bryce Dickinson sliding back, as well as here comes Dustin Benton. Benton back up on the high side. He's trying to work himself back into that 7th spot. Now we see the 5D ride go around. Daniel Nally blows it over the berm. The same thing we saw happen there to Dustin Benton a few laps ago, and the caution flag is back out. So the caution flag coming back in here. We'll take a look and see what happens to Nally as sends it in there, blows it over the banking right there, and luckily enough, catches it, holds on to it, avoids contact with that outside wall. At least he saved the race car, but that may have hurt his odds here in this one, as that's going to put him deep in the field here in this one. That's going to put him way back in that 15th position as we're going to get him stacked back up. We're going to get ready to go back to green flag racing. We're going to be jumping up and into a Peacemaker Gaming crank it up here. So as soon as this restart gets underway, we are going to crank it up here, and we're going to let these drivers loose. Yo, Jim Himes coming in, smashing that like on the stream. What is good, Jim? What is good, my boy? I said the berm is not friendly. It's not, man. We all know it. We know when we run this racetrack that it is the most treacherous thing about this track. I mean, even with other cars out there, it doesn't even matter. That berm collects more drivers on a nightly basis than any accident or anything else may happen. Any front bumper can make contact. That berm will always continue to win and continue to claim the most cars out there on the racetrack. Absolute great racing out here. Some great runs by all these drivers as they continue to put down some wicked racing action throughout this one. And we're going to get ready to go back to green flag racing as Sage Luther continues to lead the way. Jim Revis, William Hargraves there in 2nd and 3rd. Hopkins and Lon Franks there in 4th and 5th. Dustin Benton back up inside the top 6 here. He's in that 6th position beside Nathan Tripod. Jake Daniels, Bryce Dickinson, and Chad Putterbow rounding out the top 10. So it looks like we're going to get a delayed restart here. I'm not sure what for, but a delayed restart. We'll have to wait as these drivers are going to get stopped here on the front stretch. They're going to have to wait for this official iRacing pace truck to rejoin the field here and work his way back into the picture as we'll wait for him to get back out onto the racetrack. These guys getting stopped here out there on the track. There we go, the pace truck back out there. He's going to turn the lights back on. He's going to recollect the field here, and we're going to get ready to roll him once again. As Lon Franks, Jim Revis, Nathan Tripod, William Hargraves have anything here for Sage Luther. Luther so far has been absolutely picture perfect here in this one. That Premier Racing Setups ride has been absolutely unbeatable. We saw the 34 ride have a good run, hang with them there throughout the beginning stages of this race, but ever since then he's really been able to just keep these guys at bay. No one's really had a good look down to his inside. They haven't been able to get any runs on him. We'll have to see if he can keep that up and if he can stay out in front here and try to pick up this checkered flag, as we're going to get ready to crank it up. Ladies and gentlemen, crank up that volume, hit that like button,
Let's go.
and cheer on your favorite driver as we're going to crank it up here on Peacemaker Gaming. Hargraves again, the same thing that we've seen the last two caution flags. Caution flag gonna come back out here once again. This time William Hargraves blows it over the berm. Same thing that we've seen here. We're gonna see it once again as he's gonna send it up. He's here in that second position, and just that rear tire goes over the banking right there. Thinking about trying to rejoin the field there, but he sees him 2-3 wide right there behind him. Thinks better of it. If he tries to jump out onto the racetrack, could create a lot of carnage. Thinks better, gets onto the bindings, gets that car woed up here as a tough break for the Wild Bills Race Designs Dirt Panda ride as blows it over that banking, and then you can see him. He's thinking about jumping back out there, but man, you can see all those cars coming right there to his inside and jumping back out onto the racetrack. They're going to run out of room in a quick hurry, and thinks better of it and has to get onto the brakes there, and our official staring right at it, throwing that caution flag, making sure that nobody gets into him as he's parked there on the outside of corner number 4. So we're going to get him stacked back up. We're going to get ready to do it all over again here. Sage Luther continues to lead the way here. Still out in front, still doing a fantastic job here keeping these guys at bay. Saw Hargraves back up there. We see Dustin Benton now up into position number 5 there to the outside of Justin Hopkins as we're going to go back to green flag racing, and we're going to continue with this Peacemaker Gaming crank it up. Dickinson, the caution flag coming back out. Bryce going around there after getting a little bit of contact. It looked like Chad Muderbo got into him there ever so slightly, making that contact, spinning him around in front of 5, 6, 7 cars right there. And we'll take a look back and see what happens as you see them 2-3 wide right here through corner 3 and 4. You'll see the 20P ride, that white and orange ride, just come up the racetrack right here into that left rear quarter panel of Bryce Dickinson. That's going to spin him around. The 45 ride gets a piece of him. Jackie Whaley. Everyone else kind of just getting right in there, right on it. You see Daniel Nally just barely avoiding that contact. William Hargraves driving into it as well. We'll take a look back and see this from Hargraves' perspective here in that 71 machine as he got a good look at this one. ride parked right there on the front of his nose cone, right on that hood, probably puncturing that radiator or something in that 71H ride. That was definitely a tough break there for a few of these drivers. See Chad Poderbo back there. He's going to get an EOL. He's going to be put back into that 14th position. Bryce Dickinson, who's having a good run, he's going to get put back into the 14th position on the racetrack. We're going to get these drivers stacked back up, and we're going to get ready to go back to green flag racing as Sage Luther out in front, continuing to hold down the fort, continuing to keep these drivers at bay as we're going to get ready to go back to green flag racing. You guys enjoyed that crank it up session as we're going to take it to a close there, as the crank it up is always something that causes a lot of caution flags out there. As we're back to green flag racing here, Sage Luther out in front. Lon Franks right there in second. Jim Revis in third. Here comes Dustin Benton, as well as Benton trying to get his car back up inside the top three, looking for another podium finish. Lon Franks right there in second, and Sage Luther continues to lead the way. Benton is going to jump up and get around the 57 right up Jim Revis. So Dustin Benton back into position number 2. And now the battle is on here at the front of the field as, man, oh man, that 26 ride just trying to keep these guys at bay, trying to open up a little bit of breathing room here. As we see a couple drivers unfortunately slide back there. Looks like Justin Hopkins down pit side here now. Jim Revis down the back hill here as well. He's going to try to come back out onto the racetrack as he blows it over the banking here. You got to imagine Justin Hopkins got a piece of that one. We just lost a couple cars out of our top 5 here. You can see some pretty good damage there to the 57 ride. We'll take a look and see what happens. The caution flag coming back out here once again. Take a look and see Jim Revis there to the outside of the 44. I think Jim just tries to come up the racetrack. Justin was not going to load off of it. And, oh no, tough break there for both of these guys. Let's get a chase on 57 right here. Another look at it. He just kind of comes up the racetrack, thought he was clear there, but wasn't clear. Goes down the hill, through the grass, and right into the snow fencing. Way down the hill here in this one. Take a look and see what happens to Justin Hopkins as well, as that contact drives him over the berm right here, and unfortunately just kind of loses the front end, goes down the hill as well. On the binders, avoids contact, and then just takes that thing down pit side. So a tough break there for the 44 ride. That puts him down pit side and off the race here. So a tough break for Justin as he's having a great run up inside the top 5 there. Having a very strong car and a very strong race, but that's going to stack things up a little bit differently now as the 26, Luther still out in front. Lon Franks there in second. Dustin Benton now into third. Nathan Tripod up into position number 4 and looking for more as he's got the 98X of Jake Daniels there to his inside. Jackie Whaley and Cody Ernest there in 7th and 8th. William Hargraves, Stephen Barrow, Daniel Nally, Bryce Dickinson, Cody McCoy, and Justin Hopkins rounding out the field here as we are back to green flag racing. It's the green flag back out in the air here once again, and 3 wide here at the front of the field. 3 wide, and that high side momentum paying off here again for Sage Luther as he's got that car hooked up there on the high side. Continues to run that berm, continues to somehow hold these guys at bay as they are all over his back bumper. Cody Ernest, we saw him almost go around as they're 2-3 wide here throughout the middle of the field. The 71H of William Hargraves all over his back bumper. The 88 ride almost into the 98. They all kind of get stacked up. Hargraves getting real loose there after some contact. There's a couple of the drivers there behind him making some contact there is Jim Revis there slow on the racetrack. I do believe he got 1 extra wave around. He was in front of the field there. At least that's what it was scored. Lets all these guys go back. Rejoins the field here back where he's supposed to be in that 12th position. See Bryce Dickinson right there in front of him. Bryce trying to find a way to crack back inside the top 10 as he's got Daniel Nally, Jackie Whaley, and Stephen Barrow right there in front of him. 84 ride trying to get back up into the top 10 here in this one. As Sage Luther continues to lead the way, man. Luther doing a great job. And you know what? We're going to jump right on board here. Maybe not, as here comes Lon Franks to his inside. Franks looking good here late in this one, as he is all over the back bumper here as Sage Luther. We're going to jump right on board here with our second place driver, Lon Franks, as he is all over that back bumper of our race leaders.
Let's go!
Sage Luther, our leader, gonna get over the berm there just ever so slightly, and we're gonna get a new race leader here down the backstretch as Luther got a little bit too high, blows it over the banking, and Lon Franks is gonna take that lead away. So Franks now out in front here as that number 10 machine leads the way. He's got Dustin Benton right there behind him as Benton jumps up into position.
Let's go!
Number 2 here as Sage Luther was able to hang on to it, stay right there in position number 3, but that's not the position he wants to be in here, as he led for so many laps, but unfortunately that one little mistake comes back to bite him in the butt here, as we're going to see 10 more laps left to go this time by. So 10 more laps out here on the racetrack for the 10 rider Lon Franks, as Franks continues to lead the way here. Trying to pick up the checkered flag in this one as the 10 machine out in front, stretching that lead out now just by a little bit, as Dustin Benton right there in position number 2, as Benton there in second, and Luther still hanging on the third as the top 3 were able to break away pretty good, as we're going to see a late race caution flag. The caution flag coming back out here. We're going to take a look back and see what happens, as it looks like could have been Stephen Barrow, as he had some issues here in the 45 ride. We'll take a look and see what happens here to him, as like that car just gets super tight, blows it over the banking there, up into the outside wall, and he's going to take it down pit side. But I don't think that's what the caution flag was for. And that one looked like maybe just a little driver frustration, not having the evening that he would hope for. But you see the 98X ride throw it into the corner, blows it over the banking, goes around here sideways on the racetrack, and stopped up there on the high side in corner number 3 and 4, like we've seen here a few times before. And there's the caution flag coming out for the 98X ride, as Daniels was having a great run here. Now going to be deep in the field once again, but luckily enough for him, we've had a few drivers drop out of this one. Stephen Barrow taking it down pit side. Justin Hopkins keeping it back there on the trailer, and Chad Putterbo is already loaded up and gone home here. He's no longer in the building, as Putterbo unfortunately not out there in this one any longer, as Lon Franks was able to jump up, take that lead away there from Sage Luther, as Luther unfortunately gets up a little bit too high, slides back, and unfortunately there gives up the lead, as we saw him and that 34 ride were able to get around him. As take a look back and see what happens here. We might be able to take a look and see what happened between our top 2, but it doesn't look like it. There we go. Might be able to take a look here. And Sage Luther right here just going to get up a little bit too high. Just gets over that banking, loses all that momentum as that car gets a little bit sideways as we're going to get ready to go back to green flag racing with our new race leader. Long Franks here. It's the green flag back out in the air. Dustin Benton there in second. Sage Luther trying to run back here into the top spot as he's right there in that third position. Nathan Tripod having a great run here as the 42 ride up into that fourth spot on the racetrack. As Tripod having a wicked run here up into position number 4, and he's looking for more. Jackie Whaley down to the bottom here. The 720 is Whaley right there in position number 5. A little bit of contact. They both come down the racetrack ever so slightly. Tripod trying to hold on to that fourth position. Some more contact here. These two continue to beat and bang. You see the 5D ride giving a bumper there as well to the 42. Is the 42? I don't know what's going on here with Tripod, but it looks like that front left tire is almost broken as they're 4 wide down here into corner number 4. The 5D is going to slide up in front of Jackie Whaley, and he's going to take position number 4 away here from Nathan Tripod and Jackie Whaley, and here comes William Hargraves. Here comes Jim Revis, Bryce Dickinson, and Cody Ernest is there, all right there as well. Out in front though, it's still our race leader, Alon Franks, continuing to lead the way. Here's the 10 ride hooked up on the high side here, throwing that dirt around as he is absolutely hooked up and trying to pull away farther and farther away here from Dustin Benton. As Benton there in second, Sage Luther there in third, and the battle for fourth continues to rage on. Unfortunately, looks like Nathan Tripod sliding back into about the 8th position here as he's down onto the bottom side now, trying to find that extra little bit of grip as he works to the inside here of Bryce Dickinson. William Hargraves up there on the high side, all over the back bumper here of the 88 ride of Cody Ernest as Ernest trying to hold on to position number 5 here. He's got a hard charging 71H, or William Hargraves trying to work himself back inside the top 5 is down the backstretch into corner number 3 and out at corner number 4. We're going to see that white flag fly one more time around here for Lon Franks as Franks out in front here sees that white flag fly through corner 1 and 2 and down the backstretch one more time, trying to go picture perfect through corner number 3 and out at corner number 4. He's gonna pick up the feature win here in this one. Dustin Benton coming home in second, Sage Luther there in third. Jackie Whaley coming home in fourth. The good run for the 720 ride, and William Hargraves coming home there in position number 5. Cody Ernest, Bryce Dickinson, Jim Revis, Nathan Tripod, Jake Daniels rounding out our top 10. Then we saw Cody McCoy, Daniel Nally, Stephen Barrow, Justin Hopkins, and Chad Puterbo rounding out our field here. But ladies and gentlemen, give it up here for the 10 ride of Lon Franks as Franks picks up the checkered flag here in this one. He's going to park it up there in that Lernerville victory lane here. He's up there on the main stage getting ready for his photo to be taken, ready to jump up here into the broadcasting booth. As you can see, our top 3 staging up here. See Dustin Benton coming home in position number 2 in that 34 ride, and the black number 26 Machina, Sage Luther, in that Premier Racing's ride coming home in third. Sage led so many laps earlier on, just made that one simple mistake, blew it over the berm just ever so slightly, slides back into that third position, couldn't make that ground back up. Lon Franks was going to stay undefeated out there on the racetrack as he picks up the checkered flag here in this one. From the penthouse to the outhouse, back to the penthouse. Absolutely, Anthony. Absolutely, my boy. I went for a nasty ride there in my UMP, man. There's some nasty rides all over this racetrack, man. Anytime you blow it over the berm, you're just praying that you can get that car woed up in time, hoping that you don't hit the grass, or else you're going all the way down those hills. Yo, Justin Hopkins coming in, smashing that follow button. Justin, welcome to the Peacemaker family. Welcome to the Peacemaker crew, my boy. Coming in, smashing that follow button. Jamie Brown, my boy. Jamie up in the house. Jamie, my boy, how you doing? Coming in, showing the love. Smashing that like as well. It's downtown. Jamie Brown up in the house. Jamie, we miss you out here, my boy. We miss you out here, homie. We need you back out here in the field, my boy. That's what we need. Yo, Jaron coming in, showing the love, smashing that heart reaction. Jesse Edmondson coming in with that like as well. Coming in, showing that love, smashing that like button. Let's go, fellas, as we're going to get ready to see these drivers jump up into the broadcast booth for a little post-race interview. Yo, Bandit and the Snowman, Doc, Tripod, yes, sir. Nice top 10, Tripod. Man, Tripod had a great show in there. I don't know what was happening to his car late in this one. Seemed like he was having some issues there. Just kind of the handling of that car went away through the slick stuff. He was up there on the high side. Just did not look very comfortable out there. But, man, he was up there inside the top 5 for a lot of the night, having a great run, a great drive, and then just late there in the evening just looked like it was falling off ever so slightly. So a tough break there for Nathan Tripod, but still a great run and a good solid top 4 run there, or top 10 run for that Nathan Tripod ride. That was a good run for him, man. That was a good run, a good drive there for the 45 or 42 machine. As ladies and gentlemen, give it up here for our race winner, Lon Franks, as we're gonna pull Lon up here into the broadcast booth for his post-race interview. Hey, Lon, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth. You got a copy?
I got you.
Lon, my boy, another great run, another checkered flag here for you, man. A great finish here with a lot of good racing, a lot of good hard battles out there on the racetrack. We saw you have to work your way past a few of these guys. We saw you yourself earlier on. You blew it over the berm there just a little bit. You lost a lot of ground. You had to get back up on top of the wheel, make a lot of passes, bide your time, and then right there at the end, you're in the right place at the right time. Sage Luther finally makes a mistake, gets up onto the outside there, corner number 2, blows it over the berm just a little bit where he loses all that momentum. You were able to drive it down underneath of him, take that lead away, and from that point on, man, you never looked back. Even with a late race caution flag, it just seemed like you were hitting on all cylinders late in this one.
Yeah, lucky enough I made my mistake early. Had to let the whole pack go by. And but yeah, I just bided my time, and I seen Sage getting loose. So I just kind of waited. I figured it was a matter of time. I figured if I pressured him enough, I could almost force him to make a mistake. So just right place, right time, good car, and just being careful, I suppose.
Absolutely, my boy. Well, you do a great job and have another great run here once again. Man, take us through this race and how this track continued to change so much. As you know, we saw it be very high dominant for quite a little while. Then we saw you guys, running the bottom side there in 1 and 2. Then you were up on the high side there in 3 and 4. Looked like you guys were moving around the racetrack and running some different lanes out there, and trying to make it so it continues to work more and more here for you guys and your setups.
Yeah, you just had to be careful. I mean, the top was as thin as a razor blade. It's like trying to balance on a razor blade. So just being careful, and knowing Dustin was behind me, man, he was putting the heat on, and then I finally got a little breathing room, and I could just kind of relax.
Absolutely, man. That's what you always want to have, is that little bit of breathing room, just enough where you know that, late in the race, the driver behind you isn't going to have that opportunity to really drive in there, make that huge slide job to trying to get in front of you. That always comes with some contact or anything else. Because, if they miss that corner just a little bit, or you end up trying to, drive underneath of them a little too quick, you guys make that contact and put both you guys, into the fence or turned around, and then here you are late in the race, trying to pick up 13, 14 positions, which is pretty much impossible with the talent that's out there on the racetrack at any given night here in these series.
Yeah, when I got to the back, I was like, damn, there's some good cars back here. So, but we just picked them off when we could, and capitalized when we could, and we got there. We got it done.
Absolutely, my boy. Long, congratulations on picking up the checkered flag here tonight, my boy. Who would you like to thank for having such a great run out there on the racetrack here tonight?
First and foremost, Team DWR, my team, great group of guys. Got to thank iRacing, iFlag, Papa Mike's Promotions, Bell's Bullies, Evil One Graphics, Junk Fabrication, J&D Landscape Supply, and Schuller Chassis. And of course, I sound like a robot, but the wife and the kids, for letting me leave me alone for an hour a couple times a week. So I'll give them a shout out. And you guys for broadcasting it. You do a lot for the sport, so you do a lot for us. So I appreciate it, and Dustin for giving us a place to race. So thanks to everybody.
Absolutely, my boy. Well, Long, congratulations on yet again another checkered flag, man. Hopefully, we'll see you back up here in Victory Lane, or at least up in the broadcast booth here throughout next week, as I'm sure we'll see that 10 ride out here on the racetrack, up at the front of the field competing.
Let's go!
For more and more good finishes and more checkered flags here over the next week.
We're gonna try, that's for sure. We'll see you. As always, I enjoy talking to you.
Absolutely.
Hope we get to talk to you again, buddy.
Absolutely, my boy. Have yourself a wonderful night, Lon.
You too, sir.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up there for Lon Franks and that DWR JRE number 10 ride as he picks up the checkered flag here in this one, man. A great race and a great run right there. Nate Trepo? Nate Trepo? Is that how you say his name? Is that how you say his name? Nate Trepo? See, no one ever tells me this stuff till it's too late, Bandit. No one tells me this stuff. Tell me if that's actually how you say his name, because I want to know. I do want to know. Is it Trepo? Because that's definitely not how it reads. At least in my books, that's definitely doesn't say that. I don't know. I don't know how to pronunciate it. Yo, Cody McCoy, my boy Cody, coming in, showing the love, smashing that like and the share. What is good, Cody? How you doing, my boy? Coming in, showing the love. All I have to say is, yikes, talk about rough. Bryce, yeah, you were definitely getting beat around back there, man. We saw some contact. We saw some hard racing, a lot of beating and banging, and a lot of, just hard racing throughout the field, man. Like, once he got back outside the top three, it seemed like that battle for that fourth place car was just constant, and saw some constant battles, a lot of side-by-side, a lot of, crazy action back there, man, and, definitely saw you get a contact there a couple times. You went around there the one time after the contact. Seemed like, you weren't having as good of a time as, you'd like. But, I mean, hey, still a good run up into that 7th position. I just know it's not the run that you'd hope for. I know you wanted to be up here in the broadcast booth at the end of the evening. But, unfortunately, didn't quite work out like that here tonight. Hate to see it when you got a fast car. Absolutely, man. That's absolutely the truth. And, I mean, hey, you know what? That's racing, though, man. Sometimes you can have the best car out there on the racetrack, but, one simple mistake or, one bad call or, one, slip-up in qualifying or something, and it can have you back there, as we saw you not have the best qualifying run earlier on, as we talked about, and then obviously that started you deep in the field for your heat race. You have a decent run, you pick up a couple spots, but it still puts you mid-pack, deep in the field here in the race, and it's hard, man. And there's a lot of competition, a lot of fast cars out there just to try to get around and try to keep that 84 ride up there and try to keep it contact free. It's a little bit harder when you're 2, 3, 4 wide at points, and makes it for some very, very interesting racing. And fortunately, sometimes the contact works for you, sometimes the contact definitely hurts you more and more and more. But sucks to see, man. It sucks to see, as it definitely looked like you had a good car out there tonight. It looked like you were going to have a decent run at a few points as you were right up there. That's it? Oh, my gosh. Okay, so that's it. Trepo. You the man. Great broadcast. Where eastbound, hammered down. Absolutely, Bandit. Absolutely. Bandit out there, eastbound and down, ready to put the hammer down and ready to go to town. As Bandit's up in the chat here. Always love to see you in here, Bandit, showing the love and showing the support for Trepo and all these drivers out here on on a Friday night. Much appreciated. As we're going to jump up into the broadcast booth here for our second place finisher, Dustin Benton, the man with a plan who puts all this on, coming home here in position number 2, having himself a good solid race. We're going to pull Dustin up here into the broadcast booth. Hey, Dustin, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker broadcasting booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, falling asleep over here waiting on you.
Dustin, my boy, congrats on a solid second place run, man. That race seemed like it was a little bit of a handful for you, as we saw you go over the berm there a couple times. We saw you have to work your way back through traffic. You stayed patient. You just kept hitting your marks, making some passes out there on the racetrack. You battled all the way back up into that second spot, and coming up one spot short behind a driver like Lon Franks is, still got to feel like a pretty good run and a pretty good race here for yourself. As man, that was a tough one for a few drivers there, as Lernerville and that outside berm is always so treacherous out there on the racetrack.
Yeah, I'm usually the guy that never goes off here. I think it's the first time in a race. I mean, I've done it in practice races and practicing or whatever, go off sometimes, but I think that's the first time I've ever went off in a league race. I'm usually the guy making fun of the guys that went off. But, and I wasn't even trying to push it or anything. I was riding behind Sage, just hoping we'd pull away and get a good gap, and then we could start racing. All of a sudden, I guess I just wasn't paying attention enough and went off, and then I'd be damned if the very next lap I didn't do it again.
Absolutely, man. It's a tough break there for you in that one, but man, a great recovery, a great drive back up through the field. You end up here on the podium, nonetheless, in a solid second place run. Another good points night here for you. Dustin, who would you like to thank for such a great run and great performance here tonight at Lernerville Speedway?
I'd like to thank all the drivers for coming out. I know the crowds are getting smaller. We had 15 cars and 30 cars signed up, so I don't know where everybody's at, but it is what it is. We still got a good group of guys in here, and appreciate all of them that's staying with it and sticking it out each week. Congrats to Lon on the win. Good run, Sage. Hey, all three of the top three went off the track. So it just, and then thank you for the broadcast, Aaron, Precision Auto Body, Big D's Lawn Care, Throttle Down Motorsports, Wild Bill's Race Designs, for always keeping us looking fresh.
Beauty, Dustin, congrats on a solid second place run out there, my boy. Hopefully we'll see you back up here Friday night. Hopefully maybe one spot better, as I'm sure we'll see that 34 ride back up here at the front of the field, battling for a win yet again next Friday.
Yes, sir. I need another win.
I know you're just foaming at the mouth, my boy. I know you want to get out there and pick one of those checkered flags back up.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it, Aaron.
Absolutely, Dustin. Have yourself a wonderful night, my boy.
You too, sir.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up there for the 34 ride of Dustin Benton, as Benton picking up position number 2 here tonight in this one. A great run and a great drive there by the 34 ride, as we're going to pull our third place finisher in here, a car that looked very, very good all night long. Looked like he was going to be unbeatable at, for a majority of this race. 26 ride of Sage Luther coming home here in that third spot after having such a good run. We're going to pull him up here into the broadcast booth for his post-race interview. Hey, Sage, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth. You get a copy?
Yep.
Sage, my boy, what a good run. What a good drive here for you tonight, man. That car, for the longest time, looked like it was going to be unbeatable, man. It didn't look like anyone was going to be able to find a way to get around you. And then, unfortunately, late in this one, you make that one simple mistake. You just barely miss that cushion. You slide it off the banking just ever so slightly, and it kind of bottomed out the car, it looked like. Really scrubbed off a ton of speed for the backstretch, and that opened the door for Lon and Dustin to drive around you, and you just couldn't quite get those spots back late in this one.
Yeah, it's pretty kind of one lane here at Lernerville, and so kind of just gotta not go off the track, and I did. And as long as pretty fast there at before I went off the track, and he was right in my mirror, which is probably why I got in my head a little bit and ended up going off the track. But he probably would have passed me anyway, because he was really moving there on the end. But it's top 3, and I'll take that still.
Absolutely, man. A great run and a great drive here for you nonetheless, and a great showing for yourself in that Premier Racing Setups ride, as you're up there leading a lot of laps. We see you win heat race number 1. We saw you, with a quick qualifying lap time, and man, that 26 machine just looked very, very good and very comfortable here throughout the evening, and looked very fast out there on the racetrack.
Yeah, definitely trying to get my practice in for these races so I can do good in them.
Absolutely, man. Well, that practice is definitely paying off as you have another good run here again tonight, coming home in that third spot after leading so many laps. Sage, who would you like to thank here tonight for such a great performance out there on the racetrack?
I'd just like to thank you for putting on the broadcast and Dustin for putting on the league and everyone that helps the league happen and Premier Racing setups.
Beauty, Sage, congrats on the third place run, my boy. Hopefully we'll see you back up here next Friday. Hopefully we'll see you maybe a couple spots better and back up here in Victory Lane.
Yep, hopefully.
Beauty, Sage, have yourself a wonderful night.
You too.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up there for that 26th ride of Sage Luther as he comes home there in position number 3. Give it up here to all of these drivers, man, as these guys all put on a great show, a great race here all evening long, man. Lon Franks picking up the checkered flag. We just heard from Dustin Benton and Sage Luther there, our second and third place finishers. Jackie Whaley and William Hargraves rounding out our top 5. Then we saw Cody Ernest with a great run in the 88. Bryce Dickinson in the 84 ride there in 7th. Jim Revis in 8th. Nathan Trepo there in 9th. Jake Daniels rounding out our top 10. Then we saw Cody McCoy, Daniel Nally, Stephen Barrow, Justin Hopkins, and Chad Puderbo rounding out our top 15 drivers here tonight in this one, man. A great run and a great race all throughout the evening, man. These guys put on a wicked, wicked show for us, and I can't thank y'all enough for tuning in, man. As you guys were here all throughout the evening, putting in a great run and a great job, or a great race here. As, man, that was a lot of fun. Bandit in the Snowman says good effort for Luther. Yeah, Luther definitely had a great run, man, and a great effort there. A good run, man. He led probably 35 laps out of that feature event. 35, almost 40 laps before he just blew it over the banking, just ever so slightly. Just that one simple little mistake was enough for him to give up that spot and slide back into position number 3. And fortunately, that's where he finished the night off. But, man, I can't thank y'all enough, man. Each and every one of you guys for tuning in. All of the likes, the shares, the comments, everyone tuning in on Facebook and YouTube. I appreciate each and every one of you guys for, joining us here for another night of awesome racing action and a lot of fun out here on the racetrack. And, I don't think we're back tomorrow night. We might have a race tomorrow evening. I'm not 100% sure. I'm going to message a couple of people that messaged me about doing one, so we'll have to see if those boys are doing anything. If not, we may jump on and run some races ourselves. We may take the evening off and just kind of get a little relaxation, a little bit of a chill in there, a little bit of a little rest, hopefully, maybe a little bit of an extra sleep in there. As, man, we've been grinding away here. I do believe this makes 13 nights in a row with a broadcast, just working away, and obviously never having a night off from my own work, my own job, because I work every single night and barely get paid from that. So it's a lot of fun, in my life. But, man, it's always a lot of fun being able to jump in here no matter what and put these broadcasts on. And if you guys haven't already, make sure you check out our latest Facebook post as well, as we're also over on Kick right now. We're trying to get that Kick channel up and going here, trying to get a little bit of more outreach to a couple more sources, and we decided to jump over and try out Kick. We need to get to 75 followers to be able to become affiliate over there and unlock a bunch of extra stuff and have some more one-on-one with the actual support team over there and everything else, and being able to talk with some of these big people that are behind the scenes there to really help push us out more and more, not just only on Kick, but pretty much on every social media aspect. So it's going to be a lot of fun, and I really look forward to seeing how much Kick can grow, especially with their application coming out here shortly. So they're going to have an app for your cell phones and everything else. I could definitely see it being, just as big, or if not even bigger than, Facebook or, even Twitch at a certain point. It's obviously going to take quite a few years, but they got all the right names in the right places, and they're really doing some cool things over there. So that's going to be fun to see. But anyways, guys, thank y'all for tuning in. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I hope to see you guys all here, probably Sunday night for some more racing action. But hopefully you guys have yourself a wonderful evening. Hope you guys have a wonderful weekend, and I can't wait to see you guys in the next one. Peace out. Have yourselves a wonderful, wonderful weekend, chat. Woo!
Yeah. Yeah. After I get it, I reinvest. After I get it, I reinvest. People wanna talk that talk in reality. You have not seen me in action. You think the come up comes overnight. You ain't behind the scenes. Trust me, these things don't just happen. No shade to Gerald, but G's don't come easy. When you tryna eat, I producing and rapping. I read that contract you sent me to sign, but excuse me, I can't help myself, I'm just laughing. Hey, you tryna cut out a piece of my pie, and I asked you politely, what's it that you offer me? Yeah, I produce all my own beats, and I have no intention of losing my publisher. Yeah, independent individual, boy, I've been eating off passive residuals. Yeah, let's be professional. Thanks for your time, but I had to decline at that principle. I've been scheming up a plan, hey. I've been saving all I can, hey. You can call me David Ramsey. The way I handle these bands, hey. We ain't messing with the old model. You are a new kid, we full throttle. Just know that the come up is not a flaw. My amigos, they focus, know what to do. After I get it, I reinvest. After I get it, I reinvest. After I get it, I reinvest. Stack and put it back in it. After I get it, I reinvest. After I get it, I reinvest. After I get it, I reinvest. Stack and put it back in it.
Yo, look, I ain't saying that I'm rich, cause if I'm honest, I've never been. But when I look at all these other kids, I feel just a little bit ahead of them. You should know the business is competitive. There's a lot of people that I'm better than. Even veterans ain't got the knowledge I do. I've been reinvesting all I ever spent. Stop pretending like you poppin'. Who been out here making profit? Told my mama that I got this. I wonder if she noticed what my job is. I don't know how I'ma make it, but I know no matter what, I'm finna find a way. All my homies finna eat and I ain't letting no one on my team look at an empty plate. Yeah. Went from a boy to a man, ayy. Every day been making plans, ayy. They don't really understand, ayy. Gotta look out for the family. I won't fall for any scam, yeah. Only worry about the fans, yeah. I won't compromise the brand, yeah. I've been saving other bands, whoa.
After I get it, I reinvest. After I get it, I reinvest. After I get it, I reinvest. Stack and put it back in it. After I get it, I reinvest. After I get it, I reinvest. After I get it, I reinvest. Stack and put it back in it. Spending money in some really funny ways, man. I promise you, man, really getting paid. Yeah, show a couple bands flexing on the Instagram, and nobody getting fans that way. Yeah, well, you really dumb if you spending all your funds on some clothes and your tape need work. Yeah, you ain't gonna stand if you ain't a businessman, man. I promise you, the plan ain't gonna work. Yeah, rappers spending money in some really funny ways, man. I promise you, man, really getting paid. Yeah, show a couple bands flexing on the Instagram, and nobody getting fans that way. Yeah, well, you really dumb if you spending all your funds on some clothes and your tape need work. Yeah, you ain't gonna stand if you